Hey everyone, this is the lovely Miss Dime, and just something has been coming up in my life. While I won't go into detail on what exactly it is because certain matters are private, in a certain aspect, I feel like this needs to be shared because many young girls may be experiencing the same thing. I'm going through some growing pains in my life, and I think it's like a second puberty. Like the first puberty is like when you're not really when you're a tween, and then like when you're a teenager, and then that thing. But then there might be one where you're a young girl and then you grow into young adulthood, and sometimes it's hard for the people that raised you to see you as an adult. They still see you as the baby that they brought home from the hospital. And in a certain aspect, that's sweet and loving. But when you want to spread your wings and fly and be who God has called you to be, and it may not be the person that exactly the person that your parents would want, sometimes that causes you to butt heads. And to me, grown is not just about rolling your neck and saying, I've reached 3 times 7, therefore I can do whatever I want, I can say whatever I want. To me, it's standing up and being responsible, using your moral compass, and doing something in life, being a decent citizen. Yes, there's going to be like more adult things that happen, like finding a steady boyfriend, being intimate at a certain level, and all that stuff. And parents of previous generations who may have been raised differently have different ideas. But it's not like being disrespectful or a slap in the face just to say that I've reached a certain point in my life, and the dynamic of the parent child relationship at some point is going to have to change. It it's not going to be such a direct disciplinary situation. At a certain age, parents are more of spectators and like master Yodas of life, where they give guidance and whatever conversations when needed, but ultimately the final decision rests with the young person, because parents won't be around forever, and young adults need to prepare themselves for that day when mommy and daddy or nana and papa may not be there. And I guess especially for girls in the South, at least in my experience, they want to keep you young forever because they're afraid of you being fast tail and just out there. And it was tougher for girls. And the way my grandparents were raised, which I do live with them, so a lot of their values are passed down. And like, as far as going out and doing things, like certain things they consider wild and crazy. And it's like, I'm a young woman, I'm gonna have desires to do certain things. It doesn't mean I'm a Jezebel, or it doesn't mean I'm out there per se. It just means, you know, when you're 7, you like Barbies. When you're 27, you want to find a kin and get married and have a life of your own. And I'm not saying I'm in a rush to do those things, because you grow in stages. It's not good to try to experience everything and peak early. Pace yourself in life, because you have time. I mean, when God calls you home, He calls you home, but you still have ample time to do whatever it is in life that you're supposed to do. Janet's control comes to mind when I think of what I'm going through in life, because it's just some parents' nature to want to control every aspect of a person's life. And then it's like you have to stand up and say, well, I may have come from you and you may have raised me, but you're but I'm not you. And I may think differently than you. I may have some of your traits, but I'm not your clone. But it just may be hard for some people to accept because some parents, all their hopes and dreams are centered on their kids. And it's just too much pressure to endure. Yes, I want to be a positive young lady. Yes, I want to make family proud. But I have an obligation to number one other than God, and that's me. And I can't forget me in the scope of things. And it's not to be like so egotistical that I think that the world revolves around me, but that's the law of self-preservation. Even in the jungle, lions can't be worried about all the other animals that are around. They have to eat. It happens. If anyone else is going through this, just know that you're not alone, because I felt alone until I had a conversation with some of my friends, and then they were telling me that they're going through the same things, and it helps me to feel better. I hope that me sharing didn't come off as, oh, I need to have a stage or a forum for all my melodramas. I was just hoping that somebody may benefit from me saying what I have to say. Well, okay. Have a good day. Bye bye.